Hello, hello. I'm International Master Andrey Ostrovskiy, and this is Late Friday Night's Banter Blitz weekly live show where I play against premium chess24 users. By the way, if you want to become a premium, you have a great opportunity to do this for 15% off just using the code Andrey, just like my name. And the spelling you can find just below my webcam view. So here is the phrase "Go Premium" for 15% off with the code Andrey. Becoming premium user is not only about playing against me, Chess Explained, King's Crusher, Jan Gustafsson, and sometimes Peter Swidler. It is also about getting the access to all video series and all the premium features. So it is really cool. And well, ask any of premium users, he will prove my words. All right. Just as usual, let me know if the sound and the picture are good, and let's get started and play. Sorry for that. That was not expected. Okay. We have a lot of challenges already. Let's pick somebody I've never played before. If there is the one. If there is the one. Yeah, here it is. Accept. The question, is this discount only for new premium members? I think yeah. So it is for those who become premium for the first time. Most likely it can be also used for renewing your subscription, but I don't know the details. Sorry. Knight f3, knight c6, d4. Let's go. So all fine, Andrey. That's cool. Knight f6, knight c3. So probably Sveshnikov, right? After e7, a5. No, just d6. Classic Sicilian. All right, let's try something that I've never played before. Just f3. Bishop to e3. And what do we have here? We have dragon. How was your week, Andrey? Asks Duke Crusher. Well, it was really hard. It was really hard. But anyway, let's try to play some decent chess tonight. So bishop d7 is definitely playable move. But when white doesn't play bishop c4 in dragon, probably the most promising way for black to develop the bishop is something like e6, as far as I remember, but I may be wrong. So let's just go and attack. g4, h4, and then we'll see what to do. Queen a5. Okay. %15% if you use the discount code Andrey. Yeah. But all the letters should be capitalized, I think. a6. h5. Why not? Oh, g takes h5. That is something strange. Because now I can play g5. Forcing the knight to the ugly position. On g8, I guess. Which starts looking very attractive for white. No, now goes to g4. That is something strange, really. So let's grab it. Minor piece up. I don't think there is a compensation. So can I play bishop e2, or there is a trick? No, there is no trick, I think. Kramnik student, why is life hard, Andrey? Personal reasons? Mostly, yeah. So to take on g4 or to take on d4? I guess I will just take on d4. Attacking the rook, of course, I lost the pawn on g5, but on the other hand, we actually simplified the position. We got rid of that potentially annoying bishop, which is nice. So now I can take simply on g4, h takes g4, rook takes h7, but then black will get this passed pawn on the g file. So does it make sense to start with, let's say, rook d to g1, so black has how many? 3 pawns to compensate the missing minor piece, but these pawns are ugly. And there is no this bishop along diagonal h8 a1. What is the right way to play this? I don't know, let's play this. So it's not clear what black is going to do here. Okay, exchanging queens. Why not? Why not? Have extra material, so should be a good idea for me. Now I think there is an interesting option for me just to break the connection between the rook c5 and pawn h5. Since the bishop is pinned on g4, I don't have to protect my bishop on e2 at the moment. And I think something like this can be interesting. So there is no e6 because of knight f6. Maybe I have a sort of playing b4 at some point, just attacking that rook. But right now I think I can try rook takes h5 if black doesn't prevent this threat. Alright, black prevented that. Now my bishop is hanging. Let's take it. Yeah, rook takes g4. Correct. I'm playing strangely. Just playing bad. That is the manual how to misplay the winning position, I think. Look at this. Now black is okay, I guess. Maybe even playing for a win, I don't know. Now that was a gift. One more. Lost on time. Can you imagine? I lost on time. All right, there was absolutely winning position, of course, but it's a shame to lose positions like this. Amazing, amazing. So, rook to g8. So maybe everything started when I played bishop e2. Instead of that, I could have probably just... no, bishop e2 is okay. Bishop e2 is a normal move, but then, after this exchanges, and rook to g8, I don't know. So position is so winning, but I found probably the only way not to win it. So it was completely okay just to take on g4 immediately. If queen takes g4, then rook g1. If h takes g4, just take on h7. Okay, this g3 pawn is probably not that dangerous. I can blockade it simply, and well, I just have, well, extra material, extra minor piece. The king is in the center, and so forth. So everything is possible here. Queen d5 even. Even queen to g1, you know. So, don't know. Now, as for black, I don't think that bishop d7 is the best order of moves. Because as far as I remember, if the bishop doesn't go to c4, castles followed by bishop c4, e6 is the most promising way to play that. So castles, something like bishop e6 takes bishop c4, queen c8. That is the line that many players already played, including Rauf Mamedov, I think one of the most important experts in Dragon nowadays. So that is the recommendation, because bishop d7 is too slow. So castles, rook here, g4, especially this a6 move. So a6 b5 is never quite well in Dragon, I think, because it takes a lot of time to achieve anything there, while white's pawns are rolling and quite quickly. All right, so first game, and I already lost. Okay, let's go further. So, who's here? Yeah, one more guy we have never played before. White pieces. Karakan. All right. Let's try to play slightly faster than in the previous game. Let's do. So well-known Cyrillic line. Yeah, okay. So now the knight goes to e4 as far as I remember. So takes, knight f6, queen e2, queen d5, something like this. One of the main lines. And I have a feeling that my opponent actually saw this new series of Lucas Winterberg on Caracan. Unlike me, because I didn't. Okay, so now what? Now something like g4 should be interesting. Let's try. I have no idea if it is correct right now, but let's play. Let's play chess. How do you study openings, Andrey? I just don't study openings, as you can see. Oh, that was a joke, of course. So, how to answer this question? I actually picked the line. I start with classic games, then I watch like modern games, try to identify some tabias, come up with proper analysis of those tabias, and well, the general thing is to understand plans and basic strategic ideas behind the opening setup. This usually helps with the memorizing the line. Okay, c5. So a5 followed by c5 doesn't look very sound, but who knows? I'm not an expert. So g5 looks attractive. Let's play g5. Should we play g4? Let's play g5. I have a feeling that if black plays a5, the normal follow-up is something like a4. And if you want to play c5, then probably it's better to do immediately, like, without playing a5. So it's just a strange mix. Oh, knight to g4. What is going on here? Feels like I can simply attack the knight now. Alright. So now he's hanging. How to protect it? I can't see anything better than f5. Oh, knight to e5. What is that? It is just a piece. Okay. No, my friend. It is not how this works. Just two minor piece up. And fortunately here I have 3 minutes on the clock, so I'm going to convert it. Knight takes f7 is a nice shot. Let's try it. And g6. And takes f7. And activation of the rook. Let's attack. Let's continue the attack. It's a very special thing, you know, rare moment. When I play with white against Caracan during Banter Blitz show and I'm not losing, I'm winning. Terrific. Let's take sacrifice of the bishop, because I'm not going to take the one on e7. Or maybe it's a good idea to take it, I don't know. Let's try this first. Creating a sort of a checkmate on h7. Another question. How is your progress going toward getting your GM title? There is no progress. There is no progress, unfortunately. I have to study openings to start with. I have to play more. And, well, I need more free time for myself. Those are three factors needed, I guess, to become a grandmaster, because as for general understanding, like knowledge of middle games and end games and so forth, I'm already not that bad. I think I'm ready to become a GM. Moreover, I already have one GM norm, so it's important just to get two more and to come up with a better rating at some point. Well, dreams. Okay, so a lot of mistakes here. My opponent actually blundered everything. And the main thing I already said, that a5 followed by c5 may be playable, but not very sound. I think if you want to play a5, then your follow-up is a4. If you want to play c5, just don't play a5, so you save the time. Okay, let's go further. One more guy I've never played before, and then we come back to the normal order of challenges. So, Rose 22, accept. And I'm playing with black. Okay. Chronic Student says, no, Lawrence, this is not how things work, said Swidler and lost. That was many months ago, maybe many years ago. It is no longer how the things work, Chronic Student. Okay. You can become a GM, Andrey. Who knows? Maybe yes, maybe no. An interesting question. Do you work alone or you have a chess coach? I used to have a chess coach. Nowadays I work myself, which is probably not that cool. C4. C6. So close Catalan. Black has a limited light squared bishop, but there are some perspectives to activate it later on. On a6, sometimes it goes to b7, it depends. Rook d1. Okay, let's start with the knight d7 move. Is GM title equivalent to PhD? Very strange question. No. Absolutely different source of activity, I think. So knight c3. And bishop to a6. That's why I started with the knight d7, because I wanted this knight on c3 to play bishop a6 with kind of tempo. Actually, when the knight is on c3, there is much more sense in having the bishop exactly on a6, because there is a real pressure on c4. When the knight is on d2, well, white doesn't have the problem with c4 pawn can play e4 easily, and In this case, bishop is better placed on b7, in fact. In the vast majority of cases, I mean. Okay, now I think it's a good idea to play b5. So c4 is protected for now. E4 is kind of prepared, so it's time to come up with a counterplay. And b5 looks like exactly what I need here. So c4 is under pressure. If white, for example, plays something like c5, I have b4 idea. And e4 should be met by dc4, I guess. Of course I can just ignore it. But feels like I want a pawn to compensate losing the space in the center. So let's try dc4. And even bc4. Usually we have this position without the pawn on a5, so the queen has this square. Maybe it is, well, sort of improvement for white. Yeah, so in a similar situation with the pawn on a7, I would have played something like knight b6. And if knight b6, I would have captured with the pawn. Okay. Now my c4 is under attack. Interesting. Interesting. So to play c5 or not to play c5? c5 is very risky. But I think it's worth trying. A very hard position. I mean, I don't think I'm worse, but it's very hard to calculate everything. A lot of possibilities. Simply no time to calculate all the lines correctly, I guess. Now, where to go? What I definitely underestimated here is bishop f4 against queen c7. So I thought I would have e5, but the knight c4 controls it at the moment. Queen takes d1, or queen takes d1, bishop takes c4 is bad, I guess, for black. Or maybe it's just what I should do here, because I don't know. At least some active play, some compensation. But white also has pair of bishops. Oh. Should be just awful. But there is something against f2. No, but I don't even have a chance to get there. Look, my opponent is just a monster. It's very strong. As for 1400s, just amazing level of play. Now I think I can do this. What's awful, I have only 20 seconds. But after this knight g4, I have some chances. Like, maybe no chances. Let's take this. Let's go away. Just making random moves. Having no time. 8 seconds. Oops, lost in time. This position, of course, is already winning for black, despite we deal with opposite colored bishops. So I think I can simply go something like rook d2, and then there is a threat of h5. So king has to go to g4, I think, to prevent this, or just play g4. And I have 2 extra pawns. But who cares? I lost in time, so 2 times already. So 2 losses, both on time. Very, very pity. I guess I did something wrong somewhere around this a5 move. Probably a5 wasn't needed. I guess bishop b7 immediately, followed by rook to c8 and c5 quickly was a move. Immediate bishop a6 is okay here, I guess, with the same idea, rook c8 and c5. So after a5, my opponent played absolutely correct way. So knight d2, now after b5, just e4. And this double capture on c4 wasn't probably sound, because after this knight a4, I guess white is cool. So I have no idea. Maybe here I should have played something like queen b6, forcing something like c4, c5, or trying to force c4, c5. Maybe rook c8, just waiting slightly, and then b4. But in this case, I guess white should be better. So that was correct, but after knight a4, of course, this c5 was too risky. And my opponent reacted correctly, and of course this sack wasn't that cool. But at least it gave me some chances, right? Some counterplay, some objects of attack in the form of f2, and so forth. And actually it was very close, but yeah, lost on time. So what to say? Let's go further. Now let's go back to normal order of challenges. Black. And this strange line. One of the main experts here with black was Oleg Romanishин. Probably he remains the main expert. So bishop g5 and bishop g7. Queen c2. I think we just repeat what we've played during our previous game. 1 week ago, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Rook to d1, not castling. Alright, this is also interesting. This is also interesting. Let's start with the h6, just to have a possibility to play g5 if necessary. Now white's intention is probably to play knight e4. Is it really dangerous? I don't think so. So let's castle. If d5, we can calculate something like ed5, cd5, rook e8. Against knight d5 again. This rook e8 could have been slightly annoying with that king on e1. After bishop e2, white is ready to castle. Okay, now let's go here. So the normal position for this knight is on f5. Yeah. Getting rid of opponent's bishop's pair, which was actually the main drawback of bishop takes f3 decision. Chronic student says, hope I get black. Why? Now, to take with the queen or with the bishop. In both cases, I attack d4. If I take with the queen, I give my opponent a chance to play knight e4. Okay, let's take with the bishop. d5 now. So now I have two interesting options. The first is to play knight d4 and to take on e2. Or to start with e5 and then to put this knight in d4, trying to play f5 at some point. But in that case, I don't achieve anything specific. On the other side, I would have to play... No. I guess I would play e5 anyway. Interesting. So I don't want white to take on e6, that's for sure. So I'll have to play e5 sooner or later. So why not now? Still having this knight e4 as a threat. Okay. Yeah, let's put the knight on d4. Looks good there. And now, for example, just d6. So I'm not against white's knight takes f6. In this case, I'll get rid of my not very active bishop. It can become much more active, of course, if I play bishop g7, f5, and, well, at some point open up a position with the e4, but it's not clear if it will happen. So right now, I'm just happy that I have this knight on d4. It is sort of achievement. Okay, now after rook went to a1, probably it makes sense to save the bishop here. Having some tactical ideas based on f5, e4, takes e2, takes a1, for instance. For example, after this, I guess I have some tricks. Okay. Knight to c3 and now e4 should work. So e4 takes e4, knight e2, queen e2, bishop c3, or knight e2 takes a1. I can do this after a takes b4, by the way. Improving the line, because in this case, the rook on a1 will be not protected. Right? Am I right or not? So now e4. Yeah, this is better than immediate e4. Because in case knight e2, I just take the whole rook, not the exchange. Okay. I think this doesn't give white the desired compensation anyway. Or maybe I missed something. No, let's take here first. Now queen to a8. Yeah, it was even better for me to take on c5 at some point. Yeah. Maybe now isn't late. Okay, I wanted to take on d5, by the way, but knight e7 is there. Come on. What's wrong with me? Queen h8 is a threat. Okay, I think I can play this. I'm playing really strange chess today. Like, absolutely unnecessary complications, but I think I'm fine. So queen h7, king f6. No checks. Fantastic. If g takes f3, I can play rook g8, winning that knight. Yes. I'll do exactly this. Almost there. Almost a checkmate, but not a checkmate whatsoever. Alright, let's go here. Oh, what I do? What do I do? My goodness. I'm so happy now. So lucky. Amazing. There was f4. Oh my god. It was just complete crap. Oh, it's a shame. Look at this. I played queen f6, right? Where was that? So h5, here f4. Wins a queen. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, that was the worst move in this position. Of course, it's absolutely winning. My first intention was to play king h5 here, just creating sort of queen g1. But then I saw this queen f7 and decided it's not worth doing. But come on, just play queen e5, man. What's wrong with you, Andrey? Play like a patzer, really. Searching for a checkmate in a position with the extra rook. So the easiest way to play is just to simplify the situation and so forth. As for the opening, I think I was already fine when I managed to play knight to f5, grabbing that bishop. I guess it was interesting for white to try something like knight to e4 in this position instead of castling. So very similar to what we had in the previous game. But I guess I can still play this knight f5. So if there is an exchange on f6, okay, just take on f6 several times, and I have the knight against the bishop, and potentially I can also bring it to d4. So maybe it's better in general to start with queen c2 move. Not bishop g5, but queen c2 preparing e4. In this case I take, you take, but the difference is that after knight c6 you can play bishop e3. And you have more flexibility in this position, I guess, because you can bring your bishop to d3 instead of e2. You can bring your pawns to motion quickly on the king side, so you just castle alone, let's say, and play g4, h4, just rolling, and so forth. Yeah. Okay, that was the improvement for you in the opening stage. Because once I got this position with the knight on d4, at very least I wasn't worse. But I also think I'm slightly better because my knight is better, my pawn structure is better. I have at least some active ideas connected with this f7, f5, and white has nothing. All right. Okay. Let's go further. Kromnik student, accept. Now, you got white pieces. You got white. Scotch. Last time we played Scotch, I guess I confused the move order and played knight d5 immediately when white's queen was still on d1 and my queen on d8. Alright, this time I actually managed to bring my queen to e7, which is nice. a5 is one of the most popular moves against b3. Idea is simple, to play a4 and to get rid of this pawn, which is not great. It is separated from the rest of the pawns, potentially quite weak. So it's a good idea to exchange it. So let's do it. Let's go there and exchange it. Knight to d2. Okay, as far as I remember, it is possible to take here, to bring the queen to a3. Attacking the bishop. Now. Bishop to b4, right? Right. And queen to a5, which stops the king from castling. But the king can go to e2, of course. It's not a problem. Or bishop b2. Okay, it's another move. But castling is still not possible, so I guess it gives me some extra time. I can castle now. King e2. So white could have played this king e2 without playing bishop b2, without spending the time on this move, I mean. Because after that, if I take on d2, queen d2, bishop on a1 is protected. Now I can play d6. And I think d6 is the most natural move here, just undermining e5 pawn. Trying to open up the e-file to attack the king e2. 94k, I just can take on e5 if I want. I don't think it is a bad idea, why not? Let's take it. The only thing is not to lose the queen somewhere. If there's rook a1 coming. That's what I probably underestimate in this position. So at some point I need the square for a queen somewhere. Oh my god. So if now queen c2. No, I still have the time, of course, to play something like, I don't know, knight d7 even. And then if rook a1, then queen b6. And if knight jumps to g5, alright, I have at least something like g6. Or maybe knight to f6. In that case, if my knight is already on d7, why not? Yeah, looks like I'm still okay. Yeah, interesting position. Queen a1. Interesting. So I guess I have to take. And what to do now? Rook a7 is coming. Maybe I can even play something like f6, and if rook a7, then rook to f7. Is it possible? So rook a7, f6, f6, rook a7, rook f7, c5, knight d5, rook a8, rook back to f8. Should be also playable. Let's try it. So I protect e5 pawn. I think it's important thing. Of course, I'm not in time to accomplish everything here. Ideally, I wanted to improve my knight somehow, because my knight sucks, for sure. Now I can play bishop b7, I think. It will be hard, I know, but we'll try to improve this position gradually. Like bringing the king to the center and so forth. By the way, I can read out the rook with the knight c8 move if I want, and then just knight d6 exchanging the knight, which is fairly bad here. So this knight b6 is black's main problem. In this particular case and in Scotch in general. So now I can do it. Okay. This deserves attention. Yeah. That is what I missed. All right. There was a mistake. There was a mistake. But can I play this to start with? Just attacking the rook. Now I have this move. Oh my goodness. I wanted to take on e4 first and then bishop c3, bishop d4. Just a bad luck. Confused the move order. Yeah, shit happens. One of the worst shows today. Just play very bad. My God. Oops. I have some chances. Look at this. I won. Alright, that was just a bullshit. Of course, I was losing at some point. Yeah, I just played bishop c3. Can you imagine this? So instead of playing bishop c3, I wanted to do what? That's why I actually played bishop c6. That was the idea. So I wanted to try this. Bishop takes, and now bishop c3 with the tempo attacking the rook and just in time to put the bishop on d4. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Okay? But I played bishop c3 immediately. Yeah, amazing. So at the bishop e3, there was a chance for me, of course, to take this, but come on. I have extra pawn, but white has great bishops, especially the one that comes to d5. If I, of course, give white a chance to do this. And it's hard to imagine how I can actually prevent it. So, yeah, this position is just very bad. My bishop is misplaced. This pawn on c5 is very weak. So bishop c6 was correct. Maybe c5 in general was not correct. The knight c8 hands. The whole concept was incorrect for black. And here probably rook a2 was more accurate. And now I don't know what to do. So c5 is hanging. And most likely I'm just forced to take on e4, which is actually same crappy position for black. Yeah, I think that here, instead of playing knight c8, I should have played something different. So I played bishop c1, which means that this pawn is no longer a problem for me. So maybe there was something connected with even f5, slightly more active move, but it doesn't feel like I'm ready for this move. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's hard to understand this position. So maybe not c8, okay, rook a4, and now bishop passively goes somewhere to e7. Now I want to exchange this rook. But after bishop e3, of course, white's position is very pleasant. It looks and feels very pleasant. And probably it is simply a very pleasant position, in fact. Yeah. You know, somewhere I misplayed it. Somewhere. You know where. As for white's play, I think bishop b2 is a waste of time. But, well, taking into account, I mean, not here, but after... yeah, here, after queen a5, just play king a2 immediately, I guess. But, well, if white had in mind this interesting plan with queen a1, then probably bishop b2 is logical. Alright, interesting game, interesting one. Let's go further. Here is phenomenon, except black pieces. Okay, so what do we have here? Rui Lopez. All right. So saving some time on castling. Let's try this approach. In this game, b3 again. No, I don't think it is a good idea. So it weakens dark squares. Can't be good. No. That's not how chess works. That is not how chess works. So many tempting options. '98, '97, '96, '94 is one plan, but this gives White a chance to bring his knight to d5. I don't want to give White a chance to do this, but I probably have to play knight d4 right now then. Or just to give up my light script bishop, which I also don't want to do. I mean, something like bishop g4, takes f3, knight d4. No, I just want my bishop on the board. Okay, let's go to d4. Every time when I see such a Spanish bishop, which is completely limited, I have a feeling that White committed a crime. So there's the main piece in Rui Lopez, and right now it is so poor. No. It can't be good. Let us suck the pawn. Just to protect the one on b4. Yeah, it's a big risk. But now the things become very interesting. Again, the same thing. So the last time I saw a banter say that's not how chess works, it was Swidler just before Lawrence Trent mangled him. Yeah. All right. I just want to make this phrase safe, winning some games after saying this, so that other banters can actually use it without big worries. That's my mission. Am I close or not? I don't know. We'll see. Knight to g3. Alright, so what to do now? I don't know. Maybe my position is already worse. Okay, let's bring the queen to c7 at least. Position is closed. And white is a K. More than a K, I guess. Oh. Why do I play so badly today? Tell me, please. What's wrong with me? Yeah, finally. I hate the idea of giving up this dark squid bishop. But I can't do anything else. So what could be my plan now? To bring the knight to e3. Yeah, I think so. Through f5. How to get to f5? No idea. First here. And now to f5. A strange game, very strange game, but looks like my knight gets to e3. So I wanted to bring it to e3 and it gets there. Sooner or later. Yeah, and what's next? Minority attack, I guess, on the king side. Oh, I could have played e4, come on. Another missed resource, e4, ed3, just winning the game on the spot. Yeah, friends, I'm so sorry playing like a patzer today. I've never had such a position before. It's time to open up something. Okay, let's do it. Oh, these pawns are gorgeous on f3 and e3. Now I like my position. Oops. Here it is. Here it is. Yeah, very strange game. Very strange game. So, first of all, this c4. I don't understand it, honestly, but, well, maybe it's playable. Maybe it's playable. Well, I mean, white is not worse, but I I'm pretty sure that after that, white can't fight for the advantage and can't fight for win unless black starts doing something strange. So knight d4 was probably not prepared. It was much better for me to try something like a5, a4 to start with. Maybe to bring the knight through e8 to c7 to e6. That was also an interesting idea. After knight e3, okay, I can do this. I can play this. Knight e8. Okay, knight e5, knight c7. Or maybe just, start with something else. Rook b8. I don't know. So knight c7 gives white a chance to play knight b6, grabbing my light square bishop. I don't want give it up. Maybe I can do something like this. Bishop g4, h3, just bishop h5, forcing white to be aggressive here. But this leads to some new weaknesses. And then at some point, knight c7, knight e6, just ignoring this knight on d5, or maybe exchanging it at the right moment. So my premature knight d4 led to this interesting thing. So I guess it was even better for white to try bishop d2, in fact, with the same idea. So when I play a5, just a3, undermining the pawn, and I'm in a serious trouble, because now I definitely get the weakness on the queen side. Yeah. And, well, white is okay here. White is even fine, I would say. So there is a potential of playing on the queen side. There is a potential of playing on the king side. Just undermining this with the f4 again when everything is prepared. So I think main reason why white lost this game was actually very passive play. So here I played d5 just to protect b4 with the bishop. Of course, it wasn't correct. But after e d5, look at this. Bishop d6, knight g3, queen c7. Which is possible just to play knight e4 immediately, I believe. But okay, a4 isn't bad. Rook e8, again, knight e4 immediately here. And white is just much better. So, if I take here, you just take with the pawn. Extra pawn for no compensation whatsoever. Extra material. So f3 was still okay. Again, here knight e4. But, well, at least now I have this knight h7 with some chances. And after bishop d1 and this, and when I played f4, I was feeling okay. Because I managed to prevent the activation of your bishops. Your light squared bishop is still very bad. Now your dark squared bishop is also very bad, because I have all the pawns just on dark squares limiting the activity. And only black here has the active plan of bringing the knight to e3 at some point, and that is actually what happened. All right. So, let's go further. Trikanti. Have not played for ages, I guess. On some days it's best to close the browser. Yeah, great advice. Maybe just to do this right now and, well, to broadcast something else. Not chess. Okay. Let's play. I guess we used to play this many times already. I mean, against Trikanti I played exclusively this e5. Alright, let's see. Where the bishop should go? To c5 or to e7? Let's go to e7. Alright, so this looks like an achievement, right? So I forced my opponent to go back. I guess knight takes e7 was better. Or maybe even knight takes f6. Or maybe just leaving the knight there on d5. But simply going back to c3 is slightly passive in my opinion. Still playable, no questions. Everything is alright here in general. But I think now I have very comfortable position. Let's start with castling. So it's kind of dragon reversed. If white plays g3, and I think Trekanti will play g3 because he plays dragon wish black. That's why he probably plays English opening. Now I understand everything. Yep. So what about playing the same? I mean, what I usually play with white against dragons, it is line with castle short, then rook e8, bishop f8, knight to d4 at some point. Of course here white has extra tempo. But the knight went to d5, then back to c3, so probably there is no extra tempo anymore. And queen c2 is risky, I can play knight d4 now. I guess I will do this with the tempo. The king is still on e1. This is potentially a problem. Maybe that's not a problem. I don't know. We'll see. I think this just drops the piece after c6. Lucky me. So knight d4, queen d4, bishop e3, queen d8, protecting the knight. Everything is fine there. I think this is even worse, because after bishop d7, I grabbed knight on b5. Okay, yeah, so the main problem is that white played knight b5 and just blundered the piece. It was necessary to go to the center to e4, intending this knight c5 move. And we have, well, if I play, for example, bishop f8 in castles, that is something like in that dragon, but with some tempo gaining for black, I suppose. So most likely queen c2 was too much. I guess it was much better to start with castling. And then to play rook c1, just like in dragon, when you played with black. Okay, let's go further. Sebi is next. Let's play. Let's play Sicilian. Because I've never played Sicilian against Sebi. I've only played e5 and then Rui Lopez or Four Knights or Scotch or something, but sometimes Italian, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember exactly. So it's time to change something, right? So e6, a6, b5. Playing with pawns exclusively. Many years ago, people would have said, you're crazy. Come on, it's the opening stage. But times are changing, as well as the knowledge of the opening and the understanding of the nuances. So here position remains closed, so this moving with pawns is not that bad. Bishop e3. Let's play bishop b7. So what the points behind playing this pawn moves? In fact, all these are quite typical for a Sicilian, and this a6, b5 is kind of very typical thing. So black actually saves the time on developing the king side to grab the space on the queen side, and develops the king's knights at the proper moment only, when he feels like he's ready. Something like that. Okay, now I guess I can start with this. Queen c7. Controlling e5 and intending to play knight to f6. Creating a sort of b5, b4. Queen d2, so white is just mixing ideas from different lines. Or maybe I'm just out of a book. Who knows? Let's bring the knight to f6, I think it is logical, right? Alright, after f3, I think black should be absolutely fine. I can even try something like b4 followed by d5, I think. Looks very promising. Let's try. Now d5, right? Or e5 followed by d5. No, d5 immediately, come on. Oh, I recall these old days when I played Sicilian with black. They were good days. Maybe I should come back to Sicilian at some point, but hell, I have to learn so much. So this great knight on d5, centralized, attacking e3 bishop, controlling everything. That is just a dream position. Now let's try to understand where to go. So this second knight should go to c5, I think. Or maybe to e5 even. White is going to play bishop g3, I suppose. So maybe to start with bishop d6 simply. Why not bishop d6? This looks like a move. Attacking h2. I mean, if white castle's short, it just grab that pawn. bishop g3. Exchanging bishops. All right. So I actually want white to take on d6. That's why just play knight d7. And now it's an interesting thing. So my knight is on d7, so the king on e8 is kind of not accessible for the bishop d3, which means I can take on g3, and if knight takes g3, I can play queen b6, attacking the knight d4 and pinning it. And the next move will be e5. Should I do this or not? I'm not quite sure, but looks interesting. Let's try to see what is there. Because, I mean, my king is only one move before castling. And this looks like a free minor piece. Or not. No, I just blundered queen f2. Come on. That's amazing. And that is just amazing, my friends. Okay, let's conclude it is just not my day today. It's clear already. I mean, this position is still good for black, of course, no questions, but probably I could have played better than bishop takes g3 and so on. But it was justified, slightly. It was necessary to take on d5 immediately, because now I just save my extra minor piece. My queen is protected on a7. That's the problem for white. Okay, so white definitely has to play something else. Knight c3 is a playable move, no questions. b5, but for b5 I don't think bishop e3 is a good option. Bishop d3 is a better one. And then if I play this, you just undermine my pawn, and after b4 knight quickly goes here, and then g3 supporting this e4 pawn. Another option is to just avoid all these complications with the move bishop to d3 here. Now b5 makes no sense because I attacked nothing there. It leads to different positions, of course. This knight c3, mixing it with bishop e3 is probably not that great because I get some quick play against your vulnerable spots. So I'm already here. If you play a4 now, I think I just play b4, knight here, knight f6, attacking this, knight g3. Now I have a very pleasant choice between playing h5 with the idea of h4 and the same d5 that I played in the game. Both look very, very promising. So I just kick away your knight from the center and come up with this schematic d7, d5 without even playing d6. So I save enormous quantity of tempi. Look at this position. So again, instead of playing bishop e7, I just put my bishop in a much more active position on d6. Yeah, here I was probably not right playing bishop takes g3. It was better to probably play something like h5. Maybe to think of just knight e5 move. There was also an interesting option, just giving you a chance to grab this knight with your dark squared bishop, in which case I have very strong bishop's pair My intention is very simple. I want to grab your bishop, or if your bishop goes to e4, I just bring my knight to c4 and so on. Yeah, but here, after bishop g3, knight g3, I didn't see queen f2. Sorry, I told you I was just playing like a patzer all night long. So queen f2 protects the knight. Otherwise, I have this e5 idea, which is also not that clear, by the way, because there is some things like knight f5 or something. But queen f2 is, of course, the best move. Knight to e5, bishop e4, knight c4, b3, knight e3, rook e1, queen d4. Yeah, here it was possible just to take on d5 immediately. So if I take with the knight, you take my queen, and if I take with the other piece, you just take with queen, I guess. Or maybe with the... No, with the rook you can't take because I take on a1, so with the queen only. And well, this position is also better for black, but it's still playable if compared to rook d1, where after I'm just a minor piece up. Okay, let's continue. Autograph, accept. White pieces, let's go. e4. Takes on c6, castles next. So takes f3 or h5, takes f3. All right. So if you want to know my opinion about this bishop f3, you can watch almost each and every episode of Late Friday Night's Banter Blitz, because somebody plays this 100% against me. So let's play this move. Attack in b7. That's what I've played during the previous episode, I believe, against somebody. Okay, now d3. Cobra, is this last match? No. Probably 2 or 3 more. All right. What's interesting, I can play knight c4 if I want, but do I want it? The point is that if knight c4 takes c4, then queen takes b8. And if queen goes to c5, I have rook f5. Yeah, it's interesting. Let's play knight c4. I hope I don't blunder anything. If black doesn't play queen c5, it was just a good way for my knight to get to a5 square. After b5, it is an interesting position. So for example, now I can play knight a5 with a tempo, attacking the queen and the pawn c6. I can also bring my rook to f5 to start with. I don't know what is better. Well, let's start with the knight a5. Let's see how this works. Oh, this is bad. I take this. And now I can blockade everything here to fix all the weaknesses on the queen side, I guess. With the help of simple b4 move. Yeah, the pawn structure is just awful for black. This rook on b6 is very passive. So should I relocate the knight to c5, or it's not that necessary? On the other hand, why not? So knight b3, knight c5 looks very natural thing to do. Just like that. A6 is under pressure. It's not clear how to actually activate black's rooks. And I have very clear plan, at least rook a3, rook a1, something like this. Knight e8 drops the pawn e5, I guess. Knight e7, right? Why not? Forcing the rook to b7, by the way, only square, and then I take on e5, attack on c6 and f7, and black's position collapses. Oops. Well, I started playing not that bad towards the end of the show. Still very bad in general. I hate the way I play today. That is just not how chess works. Okay, let's get rid of my doubled pawn. I hope this move isn't a blunder. Simplification. Simplification. Rook takes a5, okay. Oh, just pay attention to this guy on b7. Completely limited at the moment. Oh, it was knight e7, rook f8 checkmate that I missed again. Just blundered, but okay, my opponent gave me a chance to come up with this idea. One move later. So it's time to resign, I guess, or what? Yeah, give him a chance to checkmate is also not bad. So bishop f3, no comments. I don't like this move. Queen f3, knight f6 here, rook b8, d3, bishop c5 was playable. That's more or less fine. Takes here, but I don't understand the idea behind b5, to be honest. So it doesn't stop me from playing knight c4. So this means that simple casting was much better. So now after knight c4, black doesn't have these weaknesses on the queen side. So it sounds like queen e6 should be alright. The same as about queen to e7. So yeah, white is slightly better. After say rook f5, knight d7, and say rook to f1. But well, it's absolutely unclear if white will convert it to anything more tangible than this, slightly better. Okay, so let's go further. Fremy CK. No, SC. In addition to playing like a moron, I'm just reading like a moron. And that was because of the Craig Evans comment about the fact that he's a failed stand-up comedian. So I just recall Louis C.K. He was like somewhere in my mind, and then this Fremy SC, and that was just automatic misreading, erratum. Just a bullshit, in other words. So c3, knight f6. Oh, knight e2. Don't remember how to react to this knight e2, but I think I have to take. Can't be that bad idea. Let's go here. I guess it's not a blunder. No. Yeah, that is exactly what black should avoid, I guess. And there is a way to avoid it, but I just don't remember it. So now, there is this threat of probably even taking on f7. So if I play bishop b4, I mean, is it that bad or not? So bishop b4 takes e7, bishop e7. No, it should be bad. Okay, let's take this instead. Queen d2. Just a very bad position. d5. No, I mean, it's not losing, not doing worse, but it's definitely not better for black. Even having this extra pawn, black struggles to complete the development. White has very simple and pleasant play. But this gives me a chance to play d5, so let's play d5. I think bishop b3 is a mistake. And bishop to e6. Now I have just the extra pawn. Now I'm fine. I mean, absolutely. Yeah, bishop b3 is not how chess works. Bishop on d5 was very important. I mean, blockading d7 pawn, preventing d6, preventing development of... no, it wasn't preventing d6, sorry, that was a bullshit. It was preventing the development of the light squared bishop. That was important. Controlling b7. And in case I take the bishop on d5 and queen takes on d5, then if I already played d6, this d6 becomes a serious weakness. That's the idea. But I blundered something, right? If I play queen f6, then knight e6, f takes e6, rook e6, queen e6, and bishop d5. Crap. And the same is probably possible after rook e8, knight e6, f takes e6, rook e6, rook e6, bishop d5. Yeah, it also works. Or maybe not quite. In that case, I guess I have some chances to protect it several times and to end up with extra material. Okay, let's see. Let's see where it leads. A3. Mikhail says, weak pawn on d5. Come on, you're wrong. It's the extra pawn. Extra pawn can't be weak. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Time for bad jokes to compensate the very low quality of my play tonight. Blockade on d4 is firm. Not anymore after a3. Everything starts crumbling. Yeah, I'll take with the pawn. Oh, bishop c2. If I take on b2, there is bishop takes h7. Very mean. But let's play g6 to prevent all this. Completely weakening all dark squares. But fortunately, there is no dark squared bishop. Alright. And b2 is hanging now. Let's take this b2. Attacking the bishop on c2 and intending to bring my queen back to defense the g7 square. Now I have 2 extra pawns. Craig Evans asked bad jokes. Yeah, bad and bad. My pronunciation sucks, I know that. So both options are quite good, I guess. Let's protect c6. That was Henning. 38 seconds, come on. Should be faster. Should be faster. Queen g7. Exchanging queens. Hopefully. If not, I will just push my c-pawn, I think. Two will do. Let's go there. Let's bring them to motion. I want one of these guys to become a queen. Don't know which one though. Oh, another blunder. Another blunder, and a big one, by the way. I'm going to lose this. Feels like that. Yeah, that's just a bullshit. Just a bullshit as it gets. There is my chance. Checkmate. Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant. That was a brilliant combination. I sacrificed the minor piece, of course. I calculated everything. Yeah, the checkmate was predicted. So, to be serious, bishop b3 was a mistake. I think that white has to do everything to avoid giving up the blockade here. So something like rook d1 or rook e1 to start with should be played. And of course, black should have played something better than this. So queen g7 was okay, then c5 was also okay, but here it was better for me to start with something like h5 maybe. But come on, what are we talking about? Something like queen d4, just simplifying the position and converting 2 extra pawns instead of giving white a chance to take on e6. Sorry for this poor play. Okay, I guess it's time for the last game. Let's play Jean-Claude Doucet. Again, not sure if it was correctly pronounced. Hello, are you going to make your move? It's time. Now there is no response. There is no response, so let's play Cobra. Accept. Cobra. You're welcome. Make a move. Let's play. Andrey, what do you suppose we can learn from your game today? Well, first of all, I played a lot of games and actually came up with some annotations during the game and after the game. Each and every game was more or less analyzed with some ideas in the opening, at least, and sometimes in middle games. That's what you can learn. I hope I answered your question. Come on, what is going on? Why these guys don't play? Something wrong with the connection or what? Alright. I hope somebody will make a move. Dragon 2445. Accept. $22.45. Seems that they're all gone. Well, it says that they are online, but yeah. Okay, so the last game. The last game, Sicilian. Dragon. 22.45 plays against me. And c4. Nice move. Nice move. Knight f6. So most likely we'll have a hedgehog stuff in this game. Bishop g5 is something strange. Never seen this before. There is an interesting idea even to take on e4 and to play queen e5 after that. I don't think white will have a chance to protect all the pieces. The knight, the bishop on g5 and another knight on d4. So if bishop d3 I can probably play something like f5 there, but I'm too tired to calculate all that. That's why I'll just play bishop b4 instead. Pair of bishops, strange pawn structure. Just a great mix for the last game of the episode. Oh, I said episode. Oh, sounds just awful. Or no? What do you think, Craig Evans? Is it better to say episode or episode? What is correct? I know there may be no correct answer, no correct pronunciation, but in any case, what do you think sounds better? So bishop d3, what to play now? Queen to e5 maybe. Attacking that knight. Bishop takes c3 is also an interesting idea, just to do the same on the queen side. After white did it on the king side. Damaged my pawn structure. There is also just a normal move, knight to c6, developing the pieces. It's possible to explain it in text, Darhenka. So Z and S. It's possible if you want to explain the things to me. Okay, so what do we have here? Some potentially interesting stuff if I castle alone, right? Can be really fun. Now let's play bishop d7 then. Just to castle alone. I'm a math teacher, not a linguist. I'm the last person to ask, but come on, you're a native speaker from Great Britain. That's enough for me. Right, bishop takes c3 is an interesting idea. But I want to keep my bishop on the board for some time at least. Maybe I'll play this, bishop d6. Just attacking h2. Maybe forcing some weakening of the position. After g3 I'll play h5 or something. And here I'll just castle. Alright, so you're Welsh. That's cool. That's even better. That's even better. If I'm not mistaken, I had a chance to listen to some Welsh music. Yeah, that is absolutely different language, of course. And again, if I'm not mistaken, not even close to English. Right, what to do now? f6 is hanging. That's bad. I don't want to protect it though. I want to grab some tempi. Yeah, queen takes f6. And here I wanted to sacrifice even the 1 and f7 to open up a position slightly on the king side and for my bishops in particular. On the king side, sorry. Alright, let's attack this queen. So, position became much more pleasant to play. Now at least I know what to attack. The files are open. Rook takes f2 looks interesting. Let's try this. It's not correct, of course. Bishop d4 was much better. But looks very tempting to try. At the end of the show, it's time to do something funny. Takes g2. Now connect the queen here. Queen d2 is a checkmate threat. What is that? Is there a checkmate or no? I don't see it. I don't see a checkmate. Bishop. One more bishop. On d3, look at this. Yeah, I won. But, come on. It wasn't correct, but was very interesting because my bishops all of a sudden became very active. So, was there really something serious or not? Queen to f1 was probably a move. Correct one. I mean, if king goes to... If rook goes to e1, I take the bishop. If king goes to, say, d2, at very least I can even take here immediately. If rook takes g2, I just take on b2 check. If king goes away, I take on g2. Bishop goes to c2. Come on. Have a great compensation for the missing exchange in the form of continuous attack and a pair of bishops, I think. But that's probably not the best line. So I can start with rook e2, let's say. And then take there. I have good chances here. Okay. Why not queen f1? It's not winning the full rook. It's like, yeah, just regaining the material because I sacrificed the rook. Basically, I wanted to come up with a checkmate somewhere. It was my main goal. To find a checkmating scenario. Let's have a look at rook g1, rook e1, and takes c3 here. Is it something or it's just a blunder? The next one in a series of blunders today. So bc3, bishop a4 check. If king goes to e2, there is rook g2. If bishop goes to c2, we're very close now to the checkmate. Something like this. Bishop still controls e8, by the way. It's important. Rook e2. And now queen f1. No, king goes to d2 then. That's why first... No, then king takes simply. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Yeah, not clear if there is a checkmate or not. But I think rook f2... honestly wasn't the best move here. It was much better to try something like bishop h2, let's say, was very, very attractive to start. Because if king h1, I just take on f2, so king f1 should be played. And now there could be something really simple like queen g3, let's say, attacking f2 and g2 simultaneously, so without even sacrificing anything, okay? In any case, was interesting game, was interesting show. I hope, even with my stupid play, so tonight I played really bad chess, especially during the first part of the show. But if you learned something new, even a little, even a bit, I'm happy because I'm here not to play. I'm here not to win. I'm here to teach. Okay? Don't forget about the possibility to go premium cheaper. So use the code Andrey to get the discount, to get the bonus. And well, see you next Tuesday during the next episode of my premium show, Training Tuesday. Bye bye.